Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. Diane here. I've started on my next project. This journal is a gift for a friend and I was so excited about it I just jumped right in without even turning the camera on. But I wanted to show you the cover I did and then some of the pages that I've already finished and bring you along as I finish up the cover. So the cover is a hardback book and it was something about letters that you could write. Anyway, it was very dark brown. So I put a layer of gesso on it to lighten it up just a bit because my napkin was very light colored. So I wanted to be able to see that. And when I did it the first time, you couldn't hardly see the bird at all. So I put a layer of gesso over it and then I did it again. So this second layer of napkin shows up much better. Also, this napkin had one side turned this way, so one bird was facing up and one was facing down, and I didn't really care for that. So I cut the napkin in half and then made both the birds facing the same way. I like that better. I do have a space here in the middle, but I'm going to put fabric on the spine, so I'm not worried about that. You won't see that at all. And I've cut one of the end papers here. I've put that in. I'm going to put the other one in with you and show you how I do the spine. And then I have these pages. These are going to be my 3 signatures, and there's some beautiful papers in there, but I still need to make all the ephemera to go in here and, you know, zhuzh them up. They're just folded in half, that's all. Okay, so I'm going to put the signatures off to the side while we work on the cover. So I have cut this paper down from a 12 by 12. I just put it up to the cover, and then I marked where I wanted to cut it and cut it off. So you can just glue that in. I marked the top so I know what's happening. If I go from one day to the next, I forget where I want to put things, so it's best for me to mark them. And I'm using Fabri-Tac for this because I'm going to use fabric on the spine to reinforce it a bit, so I figure I'll just use it throughout. It's pretty strong. Get a light skiff of glue over the whole thing. Okay. There we go. Make sure I get my edges lined up. That's what you're gonna see. Okay. Just like that. Give that a nice press down. Fabri-Tac does dry pretty fast, so should be good to go. And then I have this strip of Tim Holtz fabric that I had in my stash. I cut a bit of that, and I've made it so that it's wide enough to cover the spine and the edges of this, so you won't see any of this book underneath. So fabric down, put the book on top, and I want to wrap it around so I don't have any raw edge showing down there. But I want this to come all the way here, so I need to scooch it around. Okay, how about that? It's close. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so I want to make sure I've got it going in a straight direction. I'm going to cover the rawness on that side, and it's going to come up over that. Okay, good. Oh my goodness, why did it go? Focus. I wonder why my camera keeps coming out of focus. That's very weird. Let's see if I can put a piece of paper up there and make it come back down. Okay, focus on that. And down we come. Huh, that's very weird. Let's see if we can zoom you in and out. Maybe that'll help. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know what was going on with that. That was very weird. All right, thanks for sticking around. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue on the bottom flap of fabric here. And I want to make sure I get it all the way to the edge because I want this to really stick down. Okay, so we can bring that up. Covers both sides. Nice. A nice smoosh down. And I'm going to turn this sideways so I can work on it easier. And about right there. I'm going to need to put glue. I first learned this technique from Dianne Huber over at Pretty Pink Cottage. She does this a lot with her book spines, and I really liked the way it looks. So I decided to go with it for this one because this book spine on this book is still very sturdy, so it doesn't need a lot of help. I think it's just fine. It just needs something pretty on it. Okay, so I'll wrap that over. Get that down in there. Now, if you don't like the raw edges here, you could put trim on it or something, but I think it kind of goes with the theme I'm going with this little distressedness. I may even come back and run some vintage photo ink or something over it to tone down the brightness of it. It's a little too new looking. Alright, there we go. Once this is all dry, I'll come back and put a little bit of glue in there. That's lifting up just a touch. Alright, so now we'll just do the rest of the strip. Maybe it's better to leave it sideways. Then you can see what I'm doing. I'm just out here off in space. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I get my glue all in there. Lots of Fabri-Tac. Just make sure it's down. So, how's everybody been doing? I've been working on a couple projects in real life off camera. Nothing that would probably be too interesting to my crafty people. Oh, camera went out of focus again. Wow, that is quite annoying. I'm going to have to ask my tech department, which is my son, why it's doing that. Okay, let's try the zoom in and out thing again. Okay, that's just really weird. Well, I guess I'm going to be looking up why that happens with the camera and changing a setting. That's strange. Alright, and there we go. Look at that. All the edges covered up. Get that down in there nice and tight. I mean, you want it to be tight, but you don't want to pull it so taut that you're taking things out of square. So. And I don't want to fold this up just yet, so I'm going to put this cover off to the side and let it dry. And we'll look at the pages that I've picked out to go in here. Alrighty. So, I've decided I'm going to go with 3 signatures. And the book is about 7 inches wide, so I needed 14-inch wide paper to fold in half. And I didn't have any of that. I only had 12 by 12. So another trick that I learned from Dianne Huber was to take cardstock and simply sew it together. So I cut the height to the 9 whatever inches that I needed, and then the piece that was left I turned on the side and flipped it over and then sewed it onto one of the edges. So then I had my 3 signature covers with the cool paper on there. Alright, so I've got a piece of cardstock, Tim Holtz, obviously, you can tell by looking at it. I've got some Edith Holden pages in there. These are from the April month in her book, because the lady this is going to's birthday is in April. And I've got some printables. This one's on a rag vellum. And there goes the camera again. Sorry, we're going to zoom in and out. and back out. I'm going to try not to move the pages as much. Maybe that will help. I got some coloring book page. I've got a map page, some doily, some tea dye with a little flip flap on there, another piece of vellum, and then some regular scrapbook paper, lighter weight, some tea dye. I've got this flower page, numbers, a little more steampunky, some grid paper, more tea dye, and then here I've got a bag, and then I found this great book with sketches of Italy and such, and then I noticed there were some pages that had cats. She loves cats, so I was like, oh, that's great, these will go in here. And I'll probably do something with the flap. I want to put in lots of tabs, you know, so I think this is going to be a fun project. Hopefully you'll want to come along with me and see what else I have in store for these pretty pages. I'd love if you would join me, and if you want to see the rest of the series, please give my video a like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you'll come along for the rest of the series. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.